Hey guys, Crew Bond, we're back. I'm Rick.
I'm Maggie.
We're back with Haikyuu, where Hinata is finally not watching the ball, but watching people.
Watching the hands.
Finally learning some things in this training camp. Despite not being allowed to stay over, not being allowed to eat.
Oh, gosh.
Has all these obstacles put in his way, but he is utilizing this experience to its best.
Yep. And he's proving Coach Washijo that obviously Coach Washijo just didn't put enough effort into it. Obviously.
And Suki's gonna practice with him.
Yeah.
I'm excited to see.
Growing a heart. It's beautiful.
Hopefully so. We'll see.
Every time it cuts to that shot of the ground and it's dark and the lights come on, I'm always like, okay, now they're gonna start practicing because it's the evening.
Yeah. No, it's
And
just...
it makes me sad every time. That's
just
like,
looks like it's the extension of the episode, but...
They tricked me. They trick me every time.
It's actually the end.
Every time.
But it's only the beginning for Hyakizawa?
Hyakizawa.
Is that how you say it? The tall kid. Oh, that's interesting. Like, if you make the first pass high, then it buys you time.
Yeah.
Right? You just can't hit the ceiling. But other than that, you can kind of set the pace.
Mm-hmm. And heck, just like not being as tense in the air when he jumps up all the time. Like, if your muscles are always just like straining 100% because you're not sure how hard you should be trying all the time because you're obviously doing bad, that means just try harder, right? So try harder and you end up so tired and just blown out.
Yep. Blown out, slow, weak.
Slow reflexes, everything's messed up. But just being able to like, no. It's like, these are the moments you can take for yourself.
Yeah.
That is...
No, it's one of the hardest things to learn, of like being on, but relaxed.
Yeah.
It's not easy.
Physically relaxed. Because especially once you spent so much time training your brain and body to like be so connected all the time, having to like, I don't know, not break it, but like trigger that sleep state almost. It would be really hard if you're really new to the game.
Oh yeah, like your instinct is always to like tense up and do the thing, right?
Especially if you're trying, yeah.
Like if you're trying to...
Sorry.
Right. Like if you're trying to throw the ball fast or hit the ball hard or whatever, like or throw a punch, it's like you tense and then you go, because that's where you think the power is, but that's counterintuitive.
Yeah. And he's having more and more positive effect on the players.
He is.
And he's slowly adding more players to his after practices. He's even converted Tsukishima.
He's capturing them like Pokemon.
Yes.
Putting him in his gym.
Yes. Now they'll have the other 2-meter guy. They'll have some proper blockers. Perfect.
Yeah, I imagine 2v2 would be really tough because
Oh my gosh.
you still have the same amount of court to cover. It's not like if you play a pickup game of basketball or whatever and it's 2v2 and you're playing like half court.
Yeah.
Like you still have like the net's in the same place. So like you still have the whole entire space to cover.
Yeah, and it's not like they limit like, oh, we're not playing to the back line, we're playing to the mid line or something like that. It's like your strikes, your serves, everything's the same size.
Yeah.
Nothing can be scaled down. There's just way more coverage. It'd be even more important to watch your partner and know what they're doing and just be in sync with them.
True.
And it's funny what they were complaining about Kunimi, like, being lazy almost. With, not going for it when he could. But there is a lot to be learned from a person who doesn't want to be there will expend the least amount of energy to get the job done.
Well, it seemed
Right?
like Hinata also was talking about, like, he reserves himself for the second half, sort of. So, like, he sort of paces himself and then kind of goes all out.
Well, And it might not be something that he's even super conscious of. It might be just a situation of, I'm going to see if we can get by on everybody else's effort for this game. And then once it gets to the second half and we're like in the trouble, then I'll start trying. It's like once it gets closer to the deadline, that's a man after my own heart. It's like, I understand this.
Yeah, it could also be a thing where like, as you play against the team, like you learn their timings and their tactics and things. So like, the first part of the game is just reconnaissance almost.
Yeah.
Like the object is to not fall too far behind that you can't catch up, but like take that time to learn as much as you can and then utilize that knowledge in the second half. Might be viable.
In his final form, he'll get there. He's still a second year, right?
Him I don't remember. I do not remember.
Goshiki, Hayakazawa. Obviously, Suki, I mean.
Yeah. Akira was the one who wasn't trying hard enough, right? Akira Kunimi?
Yeah. Yeah, I have been marking down like what positions they are and such, because when they're practicing, it's flips everywhere. Like, heck, even the Libero was setting it one shot. So, like, who knows?
No, it's good to see Hinata
I feel like
understand enough to be able to give advice to others.
Washijo has been strangely silent in several episodes.
Yeah, I don't know if... I assume we're just skipping over those parts where he's like... the focus of the episodes is on Hinata and these kids and not so much on the coach. So, like, I imagine he is doing that stuff. We're just not seeing it.
Yeah.
But hard to say for sure.
And it could be this is technically maybe we're in his position where we're witnessing Hinata working with all the players and such and, like, interacting with them, and because he's watching Hinata interacting with all the players and such. So maybe it's not Hinata's point of view. Maybe it's actually Washijo's point of view, watching him like a hawk.
Maybe.
And the other players have obviously already noticed that, like, the other players are also watching Hinata.
Yeah.
Even if he's not on the game, he's forced to be noticed.
And then on the Kageyama side of things, there's a little Hinata over there as well, it seems.
Yes!
Someone who's very short, but
Watch
can jump very high.
recognition!
I wonder if his jump is higher than Hinata's, or if they're like comparable, or what exactly. Like what is going to differentiate them, like once they're at their peak,
Maybe the difference is Hinata doesn't think Hinata will never truly believe he's at his peak. He'll just always keep climbing, and that guy thinks he's at his peak.
Maybe.
It could be in the brain.
But I meant like technique-wise,
Oh, yeah.
Like, are they just echoes on like the character select screen in Smash? Or like they're just different color palettes of the same character? Or like what is different about them? Like, I kind of want to see them go against each other, or like Kageyama to comment on this guy's game.
Do you think if Kageyama starts working with him, like he'll start falling into like the Hinata steps?
Well, he was already doing that before, right?
Yeah, but that was just
Not
like
playing with him.
a bit of habit of like serving a bit too high to his spikers or something like that. But I mean, like, kind of actively using all those tools
Could
with
be.
a short spiker again.
Well, yeah, he like...
And this spiker's probably had training for several years?
Yeah, it might go both ways, where Kageyama will teach him some things, but this guy might also teach Kageyama things that he can then teach Hinata.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like, maybe we're getting a little fast-forward view of this is what Hinata's going to be like once he's got that brain game set, when he's actually learned stuff.
Could be.
I mean, that makes sense, because that guy's eyes are so wide all the time. Like, he's just absorbing everything. Just like Hinata.
Just like us, watching this. Let's watch more.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for watching us. Watch Haikyuu. It's fun as always. We hope you enjoy it. Make sure you're subscribing so that you can check out the videos as they come along. Or if you just can't wait, you can head over to patreon.com/blindwave where you can check out the next 4 reactions right now. See you guys next time.